Get your hands clapping. Make some noise for OKC Improv Yes, this is us. Great. We have the OKC Improv Grab Bag for tonight. Make some noise on the keys. Our lovely music director, Mr. Kyle Gossett. Let's jump right into things. Our first game is going to be a game for everybody. This game is called Questions. So let's get two people to start. What's going to happen is they're going to be performing improv scenes. They all have to speak in the form of questions. If anyone ever makes a statement, we're going to kick them out of the game. Some people say clap, clap out of there. For me, I always like to have the audience say, bye, Felicia. So try that with me. 1, 2, 3. Bye, Felicia. Lovely. I always love doing that in Oklahoma because it's like such a, like an Enid, Oklahoma, like, bye, Felicia. And then you got to reach down into like your self-confidence and be like, bye, Felicia. Put a little network into it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bye, Felicia. She right there. She had it. Right there. She's ready. Great. So can I get a place where you see different types of people?
Grocery store.
I heard grocery store. Great. All these are going to be done in a grocery store. Let's get an interesting position for a grocery store, and we will see questions in 3, 2, 1.
Do you think you can reach that for me?
Do you think you can read this for me?
Do you speak English?
Do I speak English?
Are you my champion or what?
Don't I look like a champion?
Yeah?
I'm looking for the whiskey.
You've been looking for the whiskey.
Have you seen my mom?
Are you lost, son?
What am I going to do without them?
How have you made it this far?
Do you know how to do taxes?
I look like an accountant to you.
I mean, like, what's the prison sentence if you don't pay?
How old are you?
I'm going to cut myself open and count the rings.
Excuse me, sir. Have you seen my thumb?
How many did you have before?
Well, do you know how to count?
What comes after 9?
Is it 1 plus a 0 next to it?
I'm not sure.
Do you think I need to get a haircut?
Have you seen your hair?
How can you ask me that?
How can you not look at your own hair?
Do you have this sick obsession with putting me down?
Do you have a sick obsession with coming up with everything I say is a negative?
How many times do you have to make me feel so bad?
How high can you count?
Isn't it about time that you tell me something wonderful?
Isn't it about time you tell yourself something wonderful?
I don't know.
Do you know that you mesmerize me? Ooh, do you know that I woke up like this? Do you know I want to know everything about you? You know there's a lot of contradictions about me. What are those contradictions? Do you got all day?
Good.
Don't you know it? You lift, bruh?
You checking out my muscles, bruh?
Just for competition, if you're willing, I'm out.
That's our game. Lovely day at the grocery store. Our next game is going to be all eyes on me. This is for Amanda, Tom, and Kim. Go ahead and step up. Wonderful. They're going to be performing an improv scene at any moment. When Kyle Gossett plays music, they have to look at each other like so. And when the music stops playing, they have to look away from each other. So if they're ever not in that order, I want you guys to be like, snap your fingers, let them know that they're not quite right. So to get us started, let's see. Ken and Amanda are going on an epic journey somewhere, but it's a place that's not very epic. Where is that?
Plaza.
Enid, Oklahoma. It's an epic journey to Enid, Oklahoma. There's going to be somebody that they're going to meet along the way. Who is that person?
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill, wonderful. At some point we'll meet them along the way. Let's get interesting positions for a lovely trip out to Tulsa. We're going to see this, Enid, that's right, Enid. And we're going to see the scene. Count it down with me in 3, 2, 1.
Sylvia, thanks for joining me on my first ever walk from Norman to Enid, Oklahoma. We're almost there.
You are welcome. I'd bring other than a pair of high heels if I were you, though. This is a long walk.
It is a long walk, but you see, I've done this 20 times in the high heels. It just makes it more challenging. You'll get used to it. Look.
Tell me what you see. Right here.
I was looking at the distant tower in central Enid, Oklahoma, but now I see the glint in your eyes.
If only I could turn myself away from you right now, I'd look right where you were pointing. Oh, I see it.
There it is.
That is no
I don't
good.
even need to look at the two of you to tell y'all ain't from around here.
Why is the hair on the back of my neck standing up?
Oh. I'm surprised you all had the gumption to show your faces here.
I wish I could see you right now.
Oh,
I see you.
you'll never unsee that.
He's so ugly.
I wish I'd never laid eyes on the two of you.
That's what my mama said.
You broke my heart.
Why does my...
And you who broke my bank account.
Yeah, I did that.
Sylvia? I didn't know you knew Bill. Bill and I go back a long ways.
How long?
Oh, I barely remember.
Longer than you and I?
Yes. Longer than you and I, Sylvia.
How dare you stroke my competitive side?
I'm really stepping in here.
Just the once. I'd like to look at you for more than a second. So I'm going to see you in my peripheral.
I've always got this mirror I can look in to see what's going on behind me. Since you're stabbing me in the back.
Yeah, right. Bill, you screwed up my first trip from Norman to Enid. That was a beautiful walk, and you screwed it up at the last minute.
Yes.
I'm sick of seeing your face. Every time I try to make that walk, I can't get it out of my brain.
Well, pistols at 10 paces it is then.
Sorry, Sylvia. This has to be done.
But why?
What?
I knew you were trying to get the jump on me. Why are you closer to my side than you were?
Sylvia, kindly count us out 10 paces.
By twos or fives?
Your preference, darling.
So by thrices.
Sounds wonderful.
What an odd number. 3 to 6. 9.
I should have never trusted a gun from you, Bill.
I could never shoot you. Why can't I quit you? After all these years, Why can't I quit either of you?
I got added in, I wasn't sure.
I've waited on this very spot, hoping you both would come back to me.
Oh my God, Bill. Oh my God.
I've been waiting for this whole day.
Oh God,
I'll be the bee in your sandwich all day.
And scene. History lesson from Buffalo Bill there. Wonderful. Oh, this is going to be fun for our next game. Let's see. Is there anybody on this side who might be single by chance? Anybody? Oh, don't be afraid. Don't be bashful. Great. Who?
Everyone's in love.
Everyone is in love. Lovely. Wonderful. Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, hi. What's your name?
Tina.
Tina. Wonderful. Tina, everybody say hi, Tina. Come down just for a second. Tina, what do you do for a living?
I'm a pharmacist.
Pharmacist, lovely. And let me ask you this: if you were, when you're out on the prowl, that's a horrible way of saying that. Let's describe, like, if you were to have the perfect person, what's one word that might describe them?
Wealthy?
Wealthy. Wealthy. Well, what is something about you that you can describe yourself in one word? Don't know. Okay, that's wonderful. That's okay. You do not know. You're allowed to not know. And then finally, what's like a quote or some sort of phrase that you kind of, if you were to live your life by, it'd be this.
Okie is fun.
What is that?
Okie is fun.
Okay. Lovely. Great. And is there anybody single over here? Don't be brave. Be brave. Be brave. Anybody? Yes, honey. Hi. How are you? Wonderful. What's your name?
Elise.
Elise, and everybody say hi, Elise.
Hi,
Elise. Great, Elise. If you were to describe that perfect person, how would you describe them in one word?
Funny.
Fun, absolutely, great. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a student.
Student, wonderful. College?
Yep.
Oh, wonderful. And what's your major?
Theater and performance.
Theater and performance. Lovely.
You're gonna make so much money.
So much money. That's so much
I
money. That's so wonderful. And then, how would you describe yourself in one word?
Fierce.
Fierce. Love that. Yes. And then finally, what's like a motto that you might live your life by?
In short, I am a force.
In short, I am a force.
In
Wonderful.
short, I'm a force.
It's a great day for Elise and Tina, because if you guys were to get together, this is what your love song would be like. We're going to kind of reenact that moment right here, right now, with Christella. So without further ado, count this down with me in 3, 2, 1. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
Why come in and out? I use the force.
What's your name, Force?
My name is Tina.
Oh, nice. I'm Elise.
Hi, Elise.
I'm a student.
You're a student.
Yes, theater.
You're gonna make so much money.
Well, it's interesting. Most people just look for people that are wealthy, but
Oh, well, that's me.
oh,
I work in drugs.
I gotta be honest with you, Tina. I won't make a whole lot of money, but I will make you happy. And if
This is accelerating very quickly.
I'm a theater major. Everything we do accelerates quickly.
And I haven't taken my daily drugs. And yet I think I'm already in love.
Looking at you, I really know you're the one script I'll never forget.
You can call a line on me anytime. a little fierce about that, okay?
Call 9 on me anytime. Call 9 on me anytime. It goes good down to my very, very heart. I will call 9 on me anytime. Call 9 on me. God, you're so oaky.
It's sexy.
Wonderful. That's yes. So you guys can meet each other after the show and perhaps reenact that. Exactly. Wonderful. Our next game is going to be our next game is going to be the dating game. Christella, we need you to leave the room for a second. Christella's going to be on a date with different daters, and she's not going to know at all who she is, or not going on a date. She's going to be choosing, just like the game show dating game, who she wants to go on a date with, but she doesn't know who her contestants are. She out officially? Wonderful. So to get us started, let's see. Amanda, go ahead and step, let's go with Dan first. Let me go with Dan first. Dan is going to be somebody you don't normally see at a party, that you don't want to see at a party. Who might that be?
My boss.
Your boss. Wonderful. So Dan's going to be specifically Christella's boss. Amanda, so Dan, go ahead and stay right here. Amanda, come on right here. And Amanda is going to be slowly turning into an object of some sort. What is that object?
A tree.
A tree. She's going to turn into a lovely tree. And then finally, for myself, I'm going to be a celebrity that you wouldn't hear about on the news as of recently. Who is that? Beyonce. Great. Christella's going to come in, but while she's coming in, make some noise for your host of the dating game, Mr. Kim Cole!
Yes, welcome. Oh, we're so excited to be here. Do you know how many couples we put together in the past 20 years? 2 million! That's right! And today, 2,000,001! Please give it up for our contestant in Love and Life. Please tell us your name.
My name is Tina, and I'm a pharmacist.
Ooh, Tina, a pharmacist.
I like drugs.
Wonderful, Tina, don't we all? Okay, Tina, we're going to hook you up with the love of your life.
I'm so excited.
Yes. So, can we have you come right over here?
Yes.
Okay, and before we get going tonight, do you have any burning questions? Anything you would like to ask a potential mate?
Yes. I would like to ask the contestants if they were taking me out on a first date, where would they take me? What would we do? What is signaturely them?
Okay.
It's not about me. I'm being selfless for once.
I can tell that about you, Tina.
Yes.
Wonderful. I'll ask that question to our contestants. Contestant number 1. If you were to take Tina out on a first date, where would you go? What would you do? What would you bring to the table?
First, I think I'd make sure I show up for work on time every day. Then I think you'd be date worthy. And then after that, I think maybe we'd do the inventory on time. Make sure all the drugs are accounted for. And I mean all the drugs this time. No skimping. And finally after that, I think we'd share a glass of Robitussin.
That is so hot.
Interesting. Okay, contestant number 2. Well, where would you take Tina on a first date? All the details.
Well, speaking of hot, see, I would make sure that we had a nice shady spot, one that would make sure the sun didn't come through, and that maybe we could swing a little bit, and maybe lay down and talk about the wonderful ways of the world with the sun out of our eyes.
Interesting. Skew on romance. Wonderful. Contestant number 3. Please tell us about your first date with Tina. All of the juicy details.
Well, first, we would get information. And next, if she treat me right, I take her ass to Red Lobster.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Tina, do you have any other questions?
Yes, bachelor number 1. How long have you been so tight?
Bachelor number 1.
Well, I do like to exercise, that's true. But I like to do it before work because I seriously believe in the work ethic. I think that applies to everybody, not just some people.
Fascinating. And Tina, is this tightness, something that you would like?
Well, I mean, I do like tightness, but not so tight as to be inflexible. Sometimes I'm not interested in my boss.
Yeah. Well, I gotta get back to work.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, contestant number 1, the boss. Contestant number 2, though, tell us, how tight would you consider yourself? Inflexibly tight?
Well, I would say that I like to reach towards the sky in everything I do. And I also like to make sure that my
I guess you could probably say that it's tight. Oh, look, I just had another baby. You couldn't even tell. I guess that child is just quite destiny. Say my name, baby. Say my name.
2 wonderful contestants, don't we, Tina? Is there
We
something
do.
else that you'd like to know?
I just want to know if contestant number 2 sucks blood.
Contestant number 2, we get this question a lot. Suck blood.
You are absolutely right that we do get that a lot, and I don't want to be too sappy about it. Thank you. But, I would say I prefer water.
Water to blood, wonderful.
I mean, admittedly, I think I've always wanted to lay beneath a weeping willow.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I choose her.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, if I'm gonna choose anybody.
The only plus second thing about me is my husband, sugar.
Well, I've always wanted to wear a halo.
If I were a boy, even just for a day, I'd pretend to love a girl and swear I'd know the words to the song.
Well, will you accompany me to Coachella? I'll call it Baychella.
I'll be a queen bee, baby.
I choose Beyonce.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Lovely. So we have time for 2 more games. Our next game is going to be for Amanda, Tom, and Dan to change. Let's see. Can I get a word that's fun to say? Spoon. The inspiration for the scene is going to be just spoon. So wherever that goes, wherever it goes. How it's going to happen is they're going to be performing an improv scene. At any point, I can yell change. George says, like, for example, if Tom says,
I am going to the park.
change.
I'm staying home.
Change.
I just murdered your family.
Exactly, that's how it works. So, the inspiration for this scene is change. We can have a walk-in, or we can start with all 3. It's your choice. Let's get interesting positions for spoons. And we will see this in 3, 2, and 1.
There's one can of corned beef hash left, just one. Here.
Well,
Okay, ready? I've already opened it. I think there's enough for both of us.
Change.
I think there's plenty for 4 people.
Change.
I think this will feed the world.
Oh my God, you've solved it.
I have. It is the corned beef hash that will feed everyone forever out of this single can.
Limitless.
Limitless. I can
Magic
see
corned beef hash.
it's the salvation. Finally, we won't have to worry about climate change or poor water or...
Change.
We won't have to worry about bad food. We won't have to worry about hospital stays.
Change.
We won't have to worry about going to the kennel. We don't have to worry about a damn thing ever again.
Truly the one that was foretold in the prophecy.
Change.
You are my dad.
Change.
I am your dad.
This is your corned beef.
And I've never been so proud of anyone in my life, son.
I heard there was corned beef. I've been itching real hard for some.
Change.
I've been jumping to the moon and back trying to get.
Change.
I've been digging my dead ancestors.
Give her some corned beef. Give her some corned beef.
It's our moral enemy.
You give me that corned beef or I take your leg. You give me that corned beef or I take your soul.
Change.
I'm gonna take your glasses.
Dad, this is our last chance for survival. Give it to us. There's always more. Give it to her. Here.
Change how you eat it. Change how you eat it.
Son, you know nothing of unleashed on the world. The can of corned beef could have saved us, but you have doomed us.
No, we are safe. Everyone else
Change.
well, they have to get on with their lives. Leave me alone, everyone. I'm so tired of answering your questions. Come on, Dad, we've got to get out of
Somebody
here.
find me a cabbage patch kid.
Change.
Somebody find me an old person.
Change.
Somebody give me a hand.
No, not my sister.
Yes. Get your phone out. Give her the number.
You're willing to sacrifice your entire family to Beelzebub?
No, just Uncle Fred.
Change.
Just everyone else but you.
That seems fair enough. Save yourself. And give me your aunt and everyone other than you.
Change.
Give me your aunt and her cousins too.
Change.
Give me your aunt and her little dog too.
It all starts with spinning. Great. Our last game is going to be a game of 6-pack. This is for everybody. So group up in 2s. What's going to happen is one group's going to step forward. They're going to be performing an improv scene. At any minute, the group in the back can clap their hands, which means they now start their own separate improv scene using the last words from the group before. If it sounds confusing, you will catch on to it very quickly. To get us started, for me and Christelle, can I have an unlikely relationship, or like 2 people that would not normally be friends? Democrat. That's very political. I love it. But we're actually here to get away from our Facebook, so let's not do something political. Is there anything else?
Bully and person being bullied.
Yes, bully and person being bullied. Lovely. It's close to the same. Great. For these 2, can I have an activity you would not normally see at the Olympics? Flying a kite, extreme kite flying, and then finally, horrible place to go to have a wedding.
The desert.
The desert. The desert in Enid. Great, so let's review real quick. We are bully and bullier. You are?
Extreme kite flying.
And you are?
Desert.
Great.
Wedding.
Yes, wonderful. Who would like to start? Anybody? Okay. Great, we'll start right there. And we will see this in 3, 2, 1.
Well,
You can see for miles in this desert.
look, son, this is the only destination your mom and I could afford for your destination wedding.
Look, son, this is the only destination that you and your mom could afford for this destination wedding.
I just wanted to marry the person of my dreams, Dad.
Get that, son.
here in the house.
I didn't want to do it just like here in the house.
I didn't want to do it like in the house.
Well, Dad,
Well, Dad, she's so pretty.
I don't care as long as you get out of my house.
I don't care as long as you get out of my house.
Oh, it's your house now, huh? We're supposed to be beating the rest of the world in extreme kite flying. You're telling me to get out of your house when I've been living here for 9 months?
I've been trying to get this big old extremely large kite out the house. Will you help? I've been trying to get this big extremely large kite out of the house.
It's not trying to get you out of the house.
Not trying to get you out of the house or anything. I just want to see you spread your wings.
well, Dad, this is a desert. What am I supposed to do out here? Do you think Sally is going to want to get married out here? Oh, come on, Dad. This is like the 40th crazy idea you've had this month.
This is like the 40th crazy idea you've had this month.
Shut your filthy mouth and get to holding on to a sign already.
All right.
Shut your filthy mouth and get to holding on to the sign already.
I'm holding on, Dad.
Stop holding on!
Stop holding on.
Okay, I'll drop it. Watch out.
Okay, Dad, I'll drop
Oh,
it.
thank God. I hated her. I hated her this whole time. It's a huge mistake.
Sally?
Sally's a huge mistake.
Sally's not a huge mistake. Getting married in the desert is a huge mistake. I am never going to forgive you for this, Dad. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna start by putting the other foot down.
Okay, you're gonna start by putting the other foot down. Hold on to that kite. Oh my God, it's flying to 10,000 feet.
Oh God!
To 10,000 feet.
Oh God! Why are we not touching the ground anymore? This is so extreme.
Why are we not touching the ground anymore in our relationship?
Because you let me down.
Oh, God.
Because you let me down, and that's why we have to win.
Fine, damn it. If I could be your motivation, I will. I'll let you down every day if it means we're gonna win.
I'll let you down every day if it means we're gonna win by you not marrying Sally.
Dad, you're not making any sense
Oh, God.
anymore.
Dad, you're not making any sense anymore.
I'm sorry. It's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to not make sense. I just need you out of my house, son. Let go!
Let go! Let go of the idea that I'll provide guidance for you or money.
Let go of the idea that I'm providing guidance for you. Let go of the idea that I'm providing guidance for you. That's right, Dad.
You use my own words against me.
You use my own words against me?
Yeah.
Oh, use this man.
Ah, you sick monkey!
You did it again.
I know.
You did it again!
Yes, I did it. You did it again.
Yes, I did it again.
Yes, I did it again. What?
Dad, I can't believe it.
You're out of the will!
No, you're out of the will.
There's a will?
Will there be a will? I don't know now.
Oh, God. All right, let's get this kite up. Come on, get it up, throw it up.
Why is it so heavy?
Oh, you got it, you got it. Oh, yeah.
You got it. You got it. If you want to stay in this house, I'll let you stay.
Really, Dad?
For reals.
Okay. Me and my wife, Tina.
Let's talk about
She's a pharmacist. She makes lots of money.
it. She has all the drugs.
All the drugs.
Dancing